Welcome to AK-47 Radio, bringing you the best of the motherland, but not bringing the winter boots along this time. Actually, that's every time, come to think of it. As always, we have Cosmonaut General Miguel Gonçalves. We've got
Hi.
the Comrade Commissar, who insists we did bring the winter boots, and if you disagree with him, you will be shot. Will. And then the guy who was supposed to bring the winter boots, but forgot them because I was bringing snacks. It's me.
This is how you got demoted from quartermaster to party janitor.
No, this is how I got shot.
Yeah,
Yes, but only in the
janitor
pinky.
until you got shot.
Well, at least you didn't get shot.
Yeah, you just took a pinky because you can still work a mop with like 9 fingers, but
You remember
you
that
still
bank
need a
job?
janitor so you don't execute your janitor.
Remember that bank job in Marrakesh? Bank job.
We're not supposed to talk about that bank job in Marrakesh.
Sorry.
Especially
We were
not
talking
on the
about,
air.
we were talking about people getting shot, and it reminded me of the second Mummy movie, where they get the dude who has the dirigible. He's like, I knew it. I'm gonna get shot. Eddie, yeah, you're right. You are gonna get shot.
I do like the second Mummy movie.
Those are good movies.
They are.
They're excellent movies. They haven't made good movies like that in ages.
Facts.
Yeah, dude. Somebody at work was talking to me about they're gonna remake Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson got together with some dildo head, and they're gonna remake Lord of the Rings. And I was like, why? If Hollywood is so hard pressed for movie ideas, have they tried a bookstore? Pretty good original ideas in there.
That would be like remaking episodes 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars.
So what they would do,
right?
is Hollywood would just make a movie called The Bookstore, where the entire bookstore is CGI because it costs too much to film on location.
Wait, what if they make a movie about Hollywood executives who are out of movie ideas, and
The producers?
somebody suggests
Actually.
that they start looking for movie ideas in a bookstore, and thus the movie is the executives in the bookstore coming up with movie ideas. It is called The Bookstore.
Springtime for Hitler and Germany. I showed that movie to my wife, and she thought it was funny, but she wasn't quite there yet. She loves Mel Brooks movies, but that one just wasn't fully baked enough for her, I guess.
I'm having trouble. I can't find the chat in Rumble.
I mean,
Our chat?
Yeah, well, I'm on the Rumble page so that I can see the live chat. And
I see what you're saying.
But I cannot find the live chat. I don't understand Rumble.
We blocked you so that you wouldn't go in there and despoil our poor listeners with your filth.
That's fair, but could you unblock me so I can go peddle our wares or something?
What wares?
It's
Wait,
there.
are you about to be a filthy capitalist?
I wish I was. I don't know to which you're referring.
So he turns out he's one of those workers, and I forget what the designation or whatever it was called, but one of the jobs that was very highly sought after during the Cold War in the Soviet Union is any kind of position that would allow you to work out of the country. So obviously not in the United States, but you could go to work in, say, a Soviet-aligned foreign nation. And the massive benefit of that is you could go work elsewhere and get your mitts on foreign currency, which then you can bring back to the Soviet Union. And then, because, obviously you're not allowed to do capitalism, what did they do? They created special stores, which was the only place you could spend this foreign currency you managed to pick up.
And then they started opening Pizza Hut.
Have you seen the footage of the McDonald's they opened in Moscow back in 91, 92 or something like that? It's weird, man, because half the people are like, Dude,
Gorbachev was in a Pizza Hut commercial.
Well, it's a perfect illustration of that's. You watch it, you're like, damn, McDonald's hasn't changed. Like, this lady doesn't know what she's just eaten.
So speaking of not knowing things, I found my problem.
Autism, ADHD.
That's not a problem. That's a solution.
Not in this
Short
case,
butts?
because that's absolutely the problem. I was on episode 27 because I had just gone back and back and back looking for our show, and then I got to our show page, but I had gone back in time to the page from last week, and
Holy
so it said
shit.
episode 27 live. So I went to click on episode 27, and it took me that good 5 minutes to figure out, hey, I'm wearing a different colored shirt in this episode. Oh,
You went on you Marty McFly'd yourself in our
I
show.
Wait a minute, I'm wearing a different colored shirt.
See, this is what happens when you put a flux capacitor in a Prado.
88 miles an hour. It'll never get there.
Oh, wow. So, speaking of going back in time, I thought it was high time we continued our series that we have previously done on this. What do we call it? The story of the gun or something like that, right? We left off with the Mosin. We started with the wonderful, wonderful Birdan 2. Oh, you don't like Birdan 2? Oh, what's wrong with you, sir?
He's shallow and pedantic.
That too. Then we popped over to the Mosin for a little while, and then I thought the most natural progression would be over to invalid file type. Apparently, I was going to show a picture, but I guess screw you, live listeners. You don't get to see anything. The PPD 40/34. There you go. Terrible picture. I like the PPD 34 because it actually looks like a gun from Fortnite. It's so stubby and cute. And then, so does the PPD 40, actually, come to think of it. But,
yeah.
So,
PPD 40 just has ability to take drum mags.
Oh, the funky ass drug mags. Oh, my watch just did the do because it's 1900 hours. Anyway, so we all know what the PPSH 41 is. That's the gun you use in Call of Duty all the time.
I love that gun. That
It's
was
so
one of my
fucking
favorite
sexy.
guns. Like, you come around a corner and you're just like, holy shit. Holy shit.
And in every single video game that gun is in, the muzzle flash is just a giant plus sign in front of your face. Which is true to real life, because the muzzle brake does indeed vent in 4 different directions. But nobody else ever noticed that?
No.
Oh yeah, every single video game I've ever played that had the PPSH 41 in it, you get this same exact like plus sign looking muzzle flash out of it. It's the weirdest thing.
You know, I want to be a firearms expert consultant for video games.
Okay,
so
well,
I can go, so I can get paid to go shoot a bunch of cool stuff that I'm probably never going to be able to shoot in my life just for research.
Well, first of all, expert's a stretch for any of us.
Yeah, but if that's my title, then that's my title.
I think you're crazy.
I could be in the credits when you beat the game, except I'll make sure you never get to beat the game.
They'll never put you in the credits.
That's why they'll never beat the game.
So speaking of credits.
So how many credits does the PPD cost?
Well, that would be an excellent question. In Soviet credits, probably not many, because you're just supposed to make it for free. So Vasily Degtyarev, which has one of the weirdest spelled, hard to pronounce names in the world. To skip over some erroneous details, post World War I, by 1934, he develops the PPT-34, which is a very well-built, milled, we're going to build this thing to be top of the line submachine gun. Guess what?
He also made what was the DP-40, the pan-fed light machine gun, pan mag fed,
and
then he made I don't know if it was the 40 or not. It's a DP something. And then he made a submachine gun version of that with a pan-fed magazine, which is just wild.
Yeah, I wish I could find pictures of the pan-fed magazine on top, because that would be based. DP-27. There we go.
Oh.
I know it's a 7, but I can't remember. I'm thinking I'm about to spit out 17, but 17 is not right. No, yeah, the pan-fed freaking DP-27. Goofy ass looking gun. I'd take one if I could.
Let us take Lewis gun, but make communist.
And make the, instead of a pan magazine that has, multiple stacks of ammunition, it's just the size of a dinner plate. It'll be fun.
Comrade, you don't get dinner plate because you don't get dinner, so we must give you something for your service.
Takes magazine off, eats dinner off of it. Yum, yum, yum.
I would totally use one of those. I would totally use one of those as a dinner plate if I was eating like an MRE in the field. Fuck yeah.
What's an MRE in Russian?
Breadline.
Breadline.
Okay, so PPD 34, too expensive to manufacture. So he updates it in the between 34 and 40, there's iterative changes to it. But the Soviets, and they're not unique in this, post World War I, everyone goes back to thinking that these submachine guns are stupid.
Because we're never going to fight in trenches again, obviously.
Well, it's funny because it goes right back to the single shot rifle era and then going to internal box fed magazine rifles. In terms of like, oh no, they're just going to waste all their ammo. We can't get
internal what?
I heard that too.
I've already moved on past whatever I said, so I can't.
And we're going to giggle about it like children.
I honestly don't know what I said, so I'm just going to keep going.
So instead of box
it's
mag
fine,
fed, you dyslexia,
no,
2 words into 1 word.
Don't explain it to me. It's
Why use few words when many words do?
Don't tell me if I. Yeah, we're gonna invent a new language where we just slur words together. Anyway,
it was definitely a slur.
So same mindset goes through the 40s. We are not going to give our soldiers these small automatic firearms. That's stupid. They're going to waste all their ammo. This is, I believe, the British actually. There's somewhere along the lines I saw the British War Office was calling them gangster guns because of the reputation in the 20s with Americans and Tommy guns.
Oh yeah.
Which is part of why the British had to just suddenly, as World War I ranks up, pull the Sten gun out of their ass. Like, oh god, we need a submachine gun. Let's get 2 pipes, weld them together, and shove a magazine to the side. Off we go.
And it worked.
It did. Funnily enough.
Fuckily enough.
Fuckily enough.
Also accurate.
So one of the things that gets me about the PPD, that's an unfortunate number of that's an unfortunate series of letters if you get them mixed up. And yes, you know what I mean.
So it's not the PDP? Because I hear they're making PDPs right now.
And they are, but they were not making PPDs back in the late 30s.
Yes, they were.
Out. I mean, sure, but I mean, in 1934, 44 units were produced. By 1936, they had 911 of them. And by the time the Red Army came along, actually, it wasn't the Red Army, it's the People's Commissariat for Defense, removed the PPD from the Red Army's inventory. I believe they had something on the order of around 4,000. So years of work, years of development, having this submachine gun on the factory floor, and they made a minuscule number of them because obviously submachine guns are stupid. We need to give everyone bolt action rifles, and we're moving on with life.
Yeah, those are for cops for riot control. Those aren't for the military to do military things, obviously.
Well, funnily enough, I think then, hold it. That would not be NKVD at that point, or would it be? Whatever. Funnily enough, the people who wanted them to actually, spray crowds of people did get their mitts on them. Go figure. So, concurrent to all of this, there's a little war ramping up, beginning in Poland in 1939, where the Germans and the Russians decide, hey, we're going to
heard of this war.
Neither have I, actually. We'll get to it someday.
Oh, okay.
So they gobble up Poland in between them. And at the same time, so there's a little country called Finland, way up there on the other side of Sweden. You'd be forgiven for missing it. It's so small and has such a strange little language to it.
You mean European Texas?
Kind of. So Finland becomes independent from the Russian Empire in 1917 with Lenin's blessing of all things, because Lenin thought, and that's Vladimir Lenin, not John Lennon, although I'm sure John Lennon would have agreed. He thought that, hey, the revolutions will spread organically into Finland and they'll just rejoin us anyway. So we don't have to look like the aggressor, because one of the, you never want to look like the aggressor in history. And the Bolsheviks were very good about when it came time to spreading the revolution, not wanting to create a bad image for themselves.
Yeah, the same
Which
thing
failed when they
now.
invaded Poland in 1920 and got their asses kicked the first time around. Turns out that the Germans helped to get that done, which is ridiculous. So Finland becomes independent in 1917. The Finland in 1918 actually goes through their own little civil war between, Bolshevik aligned communists and everyone else who's not a communist. And the communists lose, which does not bring Poland into the communist fold back to being a satellite state of the Soviet Union, which is very much to Stalin's chagrin.
They should have taken that as a sign to maybe not keep being communist, but whatever.
Well, funnily enough, so the border region next to Finland was populated by ethnic Finns.
It's just not your night.
English is my third language.
You're making Will hard over here. It just popped out of his pants.
Just that long wood just had to come up.
Just kind of grew out of there.
With the steel through it. Is that a Prince Albert?
You got to pay to find out. Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Oh no!
Is it Country Boys Guns?
No, Country Boys Gun.
Oh, that's even better. And I'm dumb for not thinking of that. It's like Saving Ryan's Private.
So one of the issues that Stalin had is that in the late 30s, Leningrad, which is the USSR's second biggest city, is 32 kilometers from the Finnish border, which I don't know what that is in freedom units, but it's not a lot. Which is within artillery range.
25 miles.
Did you do that on a calculator off the top of your head?
Each 10 kilometers is 6 miles. So
That's
6 times 3 is actually, 6 times 3 is 18. And then the
extra 2
kilometers so it'd be 18 and a half miles ish.
So too close for comfort as far as Stalin's concerned. And skipping over all the lovely back and forth diplomatic shit that nobody's actually interested in. But the Soviets did attempt to say, hey, look, we are going to take this this peninsula coming down out of Finland.
Show title, give you slurring slurs.
That's all, folks.
Basically, yeah, that's all, folks. Essentially, Stalin said, hey, you give us all the strategic land, and we're going to give you twice as much land in a completely depopulated swampy forest and call it a day. To which the Finns said, no, we don't want that. Thank you. I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, but Carolinian.
You have for everything else, so.
Yeah. They had a defensive line on that isthmus called the Mannerheim line, which was basically the Maginot line, but instead of ending at the border of Belgium, it actually went from coast to coast, as a good defensive line should. That way you can't just kind of go drive around the side of it.
What? You mean Finland used strategery?
Whoop. Because it turns out if you stop your big defensive line at the border of another country, the country you're trying to defend from can just kind of go whoop around the end. The French had a hard time figuring that one out, apparently.
Well, the French are you know what? I want to get my hands on a nice World War II French rifle. Only dropped once, Ian. Never been fired.
I almost bought a Moss 36. No, that would be Moss 36. But then I came back for it the second day after sleeping on it, and somebody bought it out from under me.
Oh, boo!
Probably.
I was really mad. Anyway, so here we go with our visual aids. And if you're listening right now, you're out of luck, buddy.
As in helper aids, not like cancer aids.
Boom! So the Red Army decides to do Red Army things, and they deploy 450,000 troops to invade Finland. And the Finnish, at this point, I believe, had, off the top of my head, 250,000 when they called up their reserves. So the Red Army is just planning on just steamrolling through the entire country.
But can we talk about the fact that they didn't take into account Finland had a firearms culture and a firearms marksmanship culture ingrained into them? That was like football. You go and you do rifle matches for fun, and you go watch rifle matches for fun.
They didn't take into account many things, because this is 1939, which is also post-Stalin purging the military hierarchy of all competent officers because he did not want any threats to his leadership. So the guys left over are incompetent. They are using conscript, and this is also directly after the Red Army ramping up conscription because they realize, oh, we might get into a shooting war soon. So you have 450,000 extremely poorly led, extremely poorly trained troops who are pointed westward and kind of poked over the border. Like, go away now. Go get them.
And the Russian army hasn't recovered since, clearly.
Well, they have not, because there's some really bad correlations to the current day, because their initial estimates were that it would take less than 3 weeks to
for a special military operation.
Yep, because Helsinki is, right down here in the south. So push to the Mannerheim line, swing to the west, overrun Helsinki, install a puppet government that they had already set up using, then also doing Soviet things. They depopulated this basically the entire border where there were ethnic Finns. They depopulated them and shipped them off to the east. They also went through previously and executed a bunch of Finnish communists who had fled to the Soviet Union, which makes no sense at all. But hey, whatever works. But they got some of the Finnish communists they didn't killed and tried to build a puppet government, which then they began to negotiate with their own puppet government while there's an ongoing war. Some things never change, I suppose.
Hey guys, we told you to do this thing and you're doing this other thing. Let's talk about it, because that's not what we wanted.
So long story short, yeah, they go into the Winter War under-equipped, under-trained. They have something on the order of like 2,000 tanks, I believe. Finland at the time, I think, had around 100. Completely overwhelming odds. This should theoretically be a curb stomp, except for they find that wintertime sucks to invade other countries. And that invading other countries that have far more disciplined and well-trained troops than you, especially when you have no concept of combined arms, because the Soviet Red Army and the Red Air Force don't talk to each other, it turns into an absolute clusterfuck. And while not this stupid computer keeps doing that noise. And while not a completely, I'm not going to call it the linchpin of any kind of Finnish success. You know what the Finns have that the Soviets don't?
Competence.
Smart, and an appreciation for small automatic firearms.
And probably also food.
Also food, that always helps.
Apparently a pretty country, because, damn.
And saunas.
And saunas,
yep. Sauna.
Because you go out there on your skis, you kill some Russians, you're a little cold, you gotta go heat it back up in the sauna.
Dude,
and you could badass
your Suomi into a sauna. Suomi sauna. Ooh.
Yes. So the Suomi KP-31. I used to own a civilian semi-automatic version of this. The only reason I regret selling it is because it would have been a perfect prop for tonight. But it is a 13-pound submachine gun. Exquisitely well made, and
one so bad.
One of the few submachine guns that has a reliable drum magazine. In this case, 71 rounds in the one that I'm picturing. And the Finns, and for their frontline troops, based on everything I have read, had enough of these to put one for every 10 men.
Damn.
With prioritization on ski patrols and forest patrols. So the guys who are going out to, basically says the Soviets are invading, they're getting stretched out in these long, vulnerable columns of troops and tanks. The Finns send their boys through the woods, who can then turn and start chopping these big, long columns up into little bite sizes and massacring them.
It's almost like that scene from that Roger Moore James Bond movie where they're skiing after him, chasing him with submachine guns, except they were doing the mowing down instead of the other people doing the mowing down.
Mm-hmm. So if you're talking about ambush tactics, now a single Finnish soldier or a squad, maybe say a single Finnish squad, so 10 men, and one of them has a submachine gun, or two of them have it, they have more firepower now than a Soviet platoon does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's fucking crazy.
I mean, this is why America's doctrine is what it is. Peace through superior firepower.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. So, what do the Soviets do? They immediately panic.
God, that one dude has a fucking Spaceballs helmet.
Oh, yeah. The picture I'm displaying now, I believe,
is Darth Helmet in the person.
Post-Winter War, but it's actually two Finnish troops holding. One of them has a captured PPD-34. The other one has a captured PPD-40, I believe. I can't tell if it's the two-part stock or the one-part stock.
The 40 took the drum on the. Well, that is the bottom. He's just got to turn it at an angle. You're right.
Yeah. Anyway, so the Soviets go into panic mode, and Stalin. I mean, this is why
That's a 38, I think, because the
it could be
versions before the 40 had a stem on top of the drum, kind of like a Magpul D60, instead of just a circular drum.
Okay, it might, but anyway.
Forgotten weapons.
One of the problems with collectivized societies is that it requires the intervention of the guy in charge to make a change. Stalin himself, and I'm not saying that in some kind of Stalin himself, but no, the fucker in charge himself had to reach down and say, no, we need some of these submachine gun things, so you should go make more, which then creates a giant panic on the Soviet arms manufacturing side, because all of a sudden, oh, fuck, the boss just said we need a lot of these things. Make as many as you possibly can. So they kick into overdrive, making PPD-40s as much as they can. The frickin' drum magazine off the KP-31, they straight up rip it off. For the PPD-40, because the PPD-40 has a magazine well that goes up through the stock, so essentially you have a drum magazine with a magazine tower on top. They make some of those. As they develop it into the PPSH-41, that drum magazine is a ripoff almost directly from the Finnish KP-31 drum magazine.
And these were chambered in 7.62x25 Tokarev, right?
Yes. Basically all Soviet submachine guns moving, just to standardize with the TT-33 Tokarev. They make it all 7.62x25 Tokarev, which is a pissing hot little round.
Is Communist 5.7.
Is Communist 5.7. If you gave me a choice with logistics not being a question between 9mm and 7.62 Tokarev in a submachine gun, I would take the Tokarev.
Yeah.
It's like 357 SIG, but not gay, because somehow it's not gay.
357 SIG is pretty gay, to be honest.
That's because it's SIG.
Yes. And because it's 40 with a smaller tip.
It's because when you go to a match, particularly an indoor match, and there's only one guy in the face of the planet that shoots 357 SIG at a USPSA match, he makes it very well known he's shooting 357 SIG, because when he pulls and fires, you turn around to see what fucking hand cannon he's firing, and it's this dinky little goddamn gun, and you're like, what the fuck, man? 357
also,
SIG.
Well, I don't remember the church it was, but the guy that came in with a shotgun and started shooting a church up, the security member was carrying
Jack Wilson or something.
Big Dick Jack Wilson.
Yeah, 357 SIG. So it's
15-yard headshot.
It's at least less gay than 40 just because of the lore.
It's got cannon kill shots, so we're good here. It sucks being anywhere near anybody shooting a 357 SIG.
I've shot one before. They are a little boomy.
It's disconcerting. Anyway,
so the Soviets start pumping out more submachine guns, and because the PPD-40 is obviously, as far as Soviet small arms manufacturer is concerned, it's not quite expedient enough to manufacture. It costs too much. They want to be cheap, so they start developing into the PPSH-41 after that, but we're not going to go there quite yet. But I have heard tell on a few different sources doing research for this episode that the Soviets were so hard up for small automatic weapons, and I did not see a picture of it. They were pulling the Fedorov rifles out. Oh, so if you play Battlefield 1, you know what a Fedorov rifle is. The Fedorov rifle was we call it a battle rifle now. It's a box fed,
like a BAR.
No, like a battle rifle. It's a so similar.
BAR was not battle rifle. Was it not
really.
The first battle rifle? 30-06, 3-round box fed mags. I mean, sounds like battle rifle.
I'm not Forgotten Weapons, so I'm not going to go down that route exactly. I don't quite consider it to be first battle rifle because it's meant as a support weapon, not a main infantry rifle. So the Fedorov...
You're thinking design use, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's not an infantry small arm in terms of like standard issue rifle. The BAR is a support weapon. So the Fedorov looks like an AK-47 almost. Like, it's got a curved magazine on it. It's got a wood stock. It's got a barrel up front. It's semi-automatic.
It looks like an SKS with a detachable magazine and a vertical grip.
Yeah, damn near an SKS.
In 7.62x54R. I'm assuming.
Battle rifle.
Mm-hmm.
See, again, I'm not getting dissuaded from my argument that the BAR is not a battle rifle, because if you in an army squad, do you not have the guy with the battle rifle to be the guy that the BAR guy was back in World War II?
Well, no, because a battle rifle is your M1 Grand.
Yeah.
Type rifle, or your G3 FAL
M14. BAR was a light machine gun, basically.
AR-15. That's your battle rifle. Battle rifle is this you give to your rifleman, not to your automatic rifleman, which was the original purpose of the BAR, or to your, in World War II, let's force this thing into a light machine gun role.
Yeah.
Now, so the BAR is more of like a cross between a light machine gun and a battle rifle?
No,
it's definitely not a
it's a light machine gun. I mean, the Marines today are issuing the M27 IAR, and they're putting it in standard frontline, but they also have a version with as far as I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, somebody that's a Marine out there. They have a heavier barreled version, I think, with a bipod, that is their SAW replacement. It's still box magazine fed, still 5.56, but it's a light machine gun roll, versus the M27 IAR being the infantryman's rifle roll. It's the M4 for the Marines. Because somehow the Marines that always get the shitty, overused, and destroyed half-working equipment jumped the line and got HKs before the rest of the military.
It's because they always get the shit end of the stick. They wanted them to have the best rifles.
Apparently, the SIG M7 is the best rifle.
Now that is a battle rifle. Anyway, so by 1941, the Soviets have only pumped out another 5,868 PPD-40s, compared to in 1941 they pumped out 98,644 PPSH-41s. So when they started
how many were in the Red Army, that doesn't mean shit. Like that's a low number compared to the number of men.
Oh, well, yeah, you got to remember they gave one guy a gun and the next guy a magazine.
I would also point out that this is 1941, the same year that the PPSH-41 was developed. So they got manufacture of the PPSH-41 going very quickly, in part because the PPSH-41 is so much easier to manufacture using stampings instead of milling. But no, the 5,000, the under 6,000 PPD-40s that they produced in 1941 is ridiculous. I mean, 1940, they produced 81,000 PPD-40s. So they were actually, they did get that manufacturer back up and running. But also they have to arm, 2 million men at that point. So, but where the Winter War and the PPD-40 are interesting in terms of the development getting to Mikhail Kalashnikov and the AK-47 is that it's the Soviets' first exposure to what a individual automatic firearm can actually do. versus nope, we just need to give everyone rifles, and we'll have probably at that point not even hardly a light machine gun per squad. And coming face to face with no, these small man-portable automatic weapons actually are useful, and we're idiots for thinking that they weren't, which the rest of the world was thinking the same damn thing, which boggles the mind.
Wait. You mean if Go Burr does not belong only on a tripod?
It's not belong only on tripod, yes.
Novel concept.
Which having shot
I don't like your argument.
Having shot a semi-auto KP-31, the Suomi, that gun has no recoil. It is a 13-pound blowback, after all. And if you unscrew the little butt cap on the back of the receiver, and you're not holding it down, the spring will pop out and hit you in the forehead.
Sounds like a party.
You got Russian mushroom stamped.
That was a Finnish mushroom stamp, technically.
Got to release the spring tension built up.
The day I bought that gun, my Ford F-150 also shot a spark plug out of the head. So I took a tow truck home with a I can't remember that tow truck driver's name.
Oh,
he was a great guy though, but he talked about himself in the third person. It was really weird.
How very strange.
Meanwhile, I'm riding around it as actually no, I think I left it in the truck in the back, but whatever. Having shot one, no, the KP-31 has an insane rate of fire. That's something I should have looked it up off the top of my head, but it'll empty that drum mag in no time. The PPD-30 has a nope, that's not the PPD-30.
Well, so on the fire rate thing, I've never shot a full auto one of those, but I can see the point given the other things I've shot in the past. And Ian at Forgotten Weapons and many other YouTubers have made this point. A very slow cyclic rate like the grease gun, or a very high cyclic rate like the Papasha, you don't really want something in the middle. You want something on one end or the other for controllability, because if it's in the wrong quote unquote unsweet spot, it's apparently just a bullet hose that goes everywhere, and your entire world in front of your face turns into a blur and you can't see or aim at shit. I can verify that from having shot a Glock with a switch on it legally.
Yeah,
it's awful.
750 to 900 rounds per minute.
That's about what the P90 is full auto, at least on paper.
And then the Soviets, when they developed the PPSH-41, borrowing a lot off of the KP-31, decided that wasn't fast enough, so they went with 1,250 rounds per minute.
Oh,
I really liked how you called it the Papasha.
Well, that's a common nickname for it.
Yes, and I also did it because Youngest doesn't like it.
I just like it. However, I will say it is a little exhausting saying PPSH-41, PPSH-41, PPSH-41.
And apparently Papasha is the Russian pronunciation, or the Americanized Russian pronunciation of those letters.
Pow pow sha.
Boom boom boom.
Pow pow sha.
But I think that'll leave us off for tonight. So Winter War grinds to a close. It is the Finns grind the Red Army to a stop.
So,
however,
in the they finished them.
Well, they did kind of. In the ensuing peace treaty, they did end up having to give up some territory, but they kept the Soviets at bay for another year. When, with the help of some certain German fellows, they embark upon the Continuation War, which we will save for another day. But I like how simplistic the naming is. It's what war was that? Oh, it's the one in winter. Oh, the next one. It's the one where we continued it.
I will say, this for the people watching, this Finnish M39 that I'm holding, I have two of them. One of them, we'll get to the story later. I won't go that far, but I wish I could have a conversation with this rifle, sit down like you do with grandpa. Back in my day, I was in the war, and we'd slap the flight attendants on the butt. I would love to hear the stories.
And they would giggle and go tee hee.
Yeah.
Now
I wish I could
slap you and you go to jail.
I wish I could actually have a conversation with this rifle, because it is a original Russian 1898 receiver, I believe, Mosin Nagant, that the Finns captured and turned into a Finnish M39, and definitely, well, I won't say definitely because I don't know the provenance, but almost certainly saw service during the Winter War.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like
Similar to how these fine young gentlemen here
yes,
are carrying around captured Soviet submachine guns.
yes.
Yeah, they did a lot of that.
Yeah, well, again, we can get into the history of this rifle and why captured weapons were so popular for the Finns in the Winter War and the Continuation War. But
It's funny that up until joining NATO here recently, or at least did they officially join or just say they were going to?
I don't know.
Either way, up until then, the Finns kept all of their small arms, except for the 9mm, but leading up to, except for a few exceptions, they kept all their small arms the same caliber as the Soviets and Russians. Almost like that was on purpose.
Hmm.
But anyway, I think that'll do us
That
good.
sounds like what did they call that?
Logistics.
Oh, God damn it. When it's a clue to what's coming from the future.
It's the scavenger
premonition. Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing.
It's the scavenger perk for Modern Warfare 2. Where you pick up ammo off all the dead guys.
I loved that perk. I was the best at that perk because I wasted a lot of ammo and I needed to replace it.
As one does.
Man shoots at noises.
Well, I was playing Black Ops and it was Vietnam, so shooting at noises was justified.
The jungle must die when it starts talking.
Okay, no, it was the NKVD because NKVD was around the 1930s. Okay, I did have that right. I had to remember which version of the Soviet secret police was around at the time. No, the NKVD did make use of the PPD, which of course they would. The guys who are, worried about internal security are going to have the highest rate of fire they can get their mitts on for crowd control. So, all right, that's all you get. I've talked enough for one night.
I'm kind of blown away by this information. I don't know what to do now.
I mean, trust me, I could keep rattling on forever, but I told you.
Oh, believe me, we know.
I was going to try and keep it to 30 to 40 minutes, and so I did. Take that.
Damn, I got put in my place tonight.
Somebody put Mikey in the corner.
Nobody puts Mikey in the corner.
Apparently we do. So we want to do advancing the party's interest now?
Yeah, let Sam prattle on for just a little bit more and advance his own party's interest, and then we can end cap him.
Party on.
Party on, Wayne.
Party on, Garth.
There's going to be carry on. People are going to be carrying on the plane. I don't like that. I like a serious environment. That's a George Carlin skit.
Oh.
It's the one I watch every time I have to get on an airplane because it makes me laugh.
Don't call me Shirley.
Get on the plane, get on the plane. Fuck you, I'm getting in the plane. Let Evel Knievel get on the plane. There seems to be less wind in here.
I wish George Carlin had come at our time. But at the same time,
that's what YouTube.
The world he grew up in needed him.
Yeah, well, our world needs him too.
You're not wrong. I think we need him more, to be honest. We strayed so far.
All right. Anyway, what you guys been up to recently?
So we were gonna let you go, but all right.
You think I have anything to fucking talk about? The only thing I have to talk about is I rattle canned my dissipator back there,
which I didn't even know you had.
Oh yeah,
a rattle can or a dissipator?
Armory,
I knew he had a rattle can.
Which is sad because I don't know if you've ever rattle canned a gun, but where you get one side looking pretty good, and then when you flip it over and it turns out the other side looks fucking 10 times better, and you're just like,
damn, dude.
So I may end up repainting half of this rifle. I posted pictures of it on our Instagram. But no, I like the Dissipator in terms of just overall goofy and cool factor.
I haven't rattle canned a gun, but I've rattle canned a helmet and a bunch of nylon stuff. And it is one of those things where you're like, oh, I fucked that part up. Fuck. Or then when you get done and you let it dry, you just, you come back to it in a couple of days when it doesn't smell as much like paint anymore. And you're like, that one spot bothers me. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Like I didn't get nearly enough black stripes on the ejection port side of the receiver. Compared to, the left side of the receiver. Looks really fucking good.
It's like, it looks like desert tiger stripe, which I'm sure is the look you were going for.
Kind of. Some of that, some of that, but desert tiger stripe, desert tiger stripe.
I can't even make fun of you anymore at this point. It's happened so much.
That's disability.
No. You said it, not me.
It's not service connected.
No, it's not service connected at all. I rattle can not all my guns, but most of my serious Theory of Youth guns. Basically, the guns that I want to make sure I never sell, I rattle can.
Ooh. I'm gonna be a tismer for a second. So Klecker, I want my go-to gun once I build it to be a 12.5.
You mean Clucker?
I need deets on your 12.5 because I think 12.5 is probably my favorite AR barrel length for normal things. For a do-it-all rifle, which we all know doesn't really exist, but
I mean, what has it's 12.4-inch barrel, but is awfully close to it. A bunch of the
one of the 100
series.
Yeah.
AK-102, man. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Except there's this thing called modularity that the AR beats the AK in.
I mean,
yes, and
oh my gosh, are you having a seizure?
Constantly. Magazine pouch compatibility.
Okay, so on that, since nobody else wants to talk.
I
from the great land of communism. I have on order right now. So I have the one spud pouch that I threw on my tap rig, which will hold 1 or 2 AK mags just fine. Same with the 308 mags. I actually kind of like these spud pouches. I hadn't played around with this one that much, but I have 3 of those inbound to affix to the front of one of my plate carriers. And we're going to play around with that some in terms of yeah.
You should get a split rig chest rig and run
I kind of want to get one of the ATAP rigs, the airborne. I fucking hate
airborne tactical assault panel system.
I'm surprised they didn't call it panel system tactical assault airborne.
Oh, I'm sure that's what the tag says.
Shit, you're probably right. Anyway, I wouldn't mind one of those. But they're freaking expensive and they're actually hard to get.
Yeah.
Really, they didn't make a lot of them for the paratroopers.
I don't think I've ever seen one in
Venture Surplus had them on sale, or they'd had some for a while. Let's see, Smith Surplus and Supply has them, but they got them for like $164 in the cheap end, which at that point, I think I'm gonna put my money into like a Bees split rig.
Yeah.
There comes a point where you are putting
or Spiritus or something.
Yeah, you're putting too much money into. Actually, the Bees split rig I think has sewn in mag pouches. They'd probably take 5.56 AK mags, but either way, you're getting into now. The surplus item is more costly than something that's available on the wider market, and the wider market option is probably gonna beat it out.
Yeah, 3334 Dodge. Go watch In-Range TV's mud test on the AK and the AR. That's all I'm going to say.
Depends. So if we're talking the reliability,
that's a common trope.
AK, it's a common trope. It is based on a lot of truth, but only in certain circumstances. Yeah. The AR being a sealed system for those mud tests is very beneficial compared to an AK not being a very sealed system. I can attest, however, to dumping shit tons of dirt that's not behind me into the PSA Krinkov, enough that would have gummed up an AR easily, and AK chewed through it just fine. I've also seen on video an AK chew through a ham sandwich. Take that, Eugene Stoner.
At the end of the day, every gun is a mechanical thing and it can fail.
Yes, it can.
A big part of the reliability tests were based on the on the fact that initial M16s and whatnot sent to Vietnam, they were told, oh, you don't have to clean them. And so they didn't. And they never cleaned them in the jungle environment. And of course they fucking jammed. So it got a reputation for being unreliable. And it turns out all you have to do to have a reliable weapon is fucking maintain it.
And some of that was also the type of powder. And there was a whole political thing where the people at the top kind of like, oh, you don't need submachine gun, comrade. You need bolt action rifle. The people at the top wanted the AR to fail. So they literally got troops killed because they wouldn't just change the type of powder being loaded into the already brand newly adopted car. I did a paper on this in college. There's a whole thing. Anyway, we've debunked a lot of that shit on both the AK and the AR. But
speaking of hang on, one last note on this. TFB TV recently did a video on, out of all the Cold War guns, what would you arm a bunch of, basically untrained, dirty conscripts who for some reason want to die for you.
That was a good
I'm not going to spoil it. It was a good video. It's very interesting to see three different people with very different worldviews these days. Because it did have In-Range TV, Carl from In-Range TV and Ian from Forgotten Weapons, who used to be all like this, all buddy, and now they're apparently not.
Oh, we don't know that unless you have information that I don't. We don't know that.
It has been publicly stated, actually.
Okay, well then never mind. I just know that they kind of split off to do their own thing.
Obviously, it was publicly stated.
Hey,
go find the video and watch it. It was a good watch.
All we got to do is say the word allegedly, and we're good.
Allegedly,
supposedly,
indubitably. So I have a few things. I'll talk about this stuff first because we're a little short on time. And I don't want to cuck Mike. I mean,
we already put him in the corner.
You put him in the corner.
Now turn around and sit in the chair.
I'm gonna pick this chair up and start beating Sam to death with it.
So I got a package in from a new company that I got affiliated with, Neomag. If you don't know Neomag, this is not a sponsor. They don't pay us. They just sent me some stuff to test and evaluate and make content with. But they started out with this cool little thingy. It's got a pocket clip like a knife, but it's meant to hold a magazine. So you can put a magazine down in your pocket and people think you're just carrying a knife or a pen or something else, but you have a reload on you. Because a lot of people, I like carrying my reloads on my belt, even when I'm concealed carrying. A lot of people don't like that. So this is another option, and I've been playing with it. Actually, as I've been going to do martial arts training recently, I carry a smaller gun because I got to take it off, put it in a little safe, put it in my gym bag while I'm there. And I always just didn't carry a reload with me because I'm trying to go for more efficiency in what I'm carrying. But this thing is now allowing me to carry a reload for my already small limited capacity pistol, which I thought was really cool. And yeah, I'm going to be testing this out some more. They sent me a Sentry strap, which we've talked about some of the slings recently that I've brought up that you can just roll up and get them out of the way. The Neomag Sentry strap is just got a magnet in it, kind of like the little mag clip that holds your sling to the side of the rifle. But when you need it, you just rip it off and it either comes out or potentially rips the strap completely off and around and out of the way. And now you have your sling away from your rifle so you can put it on. But when you're storing it, transporting it, whatever, it's nice and tight to the rifle, which I really like. I'm kind of on a mission at this point to get all my slings out of my way for when they're just chilling in the room. And then finally, they sent me these plus-up panels.
Those are neat.
Three different sizes. Yeah, I thought so too. I still got to figure out what I want to do with them, but they come with a kit of elastic and one wrap. with a cord lock, or maybe a couple of cord locks. So you can turn one of these into like an IFAK. You just put all the stuff for your IFAK, your tourniquet, your quick clot, your nasopharyngeal airway, whatever. You can do it on both sides. Throw it down in a bag. Keep it more organized. I've seen pictures of people putting guns on these, range items. I saw one specifically on their website where they put their stapler and their shot timer, and I think some like the box of extra staples on this for the range, which is like kind of perfect.
I think you have my red stapler.
Okay, but I'm going to burn the building down.
Hey, but that's the last straw.
It's a good movie.
Excuse me, I ordered a Mai Tai and asked for no salt on the glass, but there was salt.
Why would you have salt on a Mai Tai? Margarita, sure.
I don't know why there was salt on the glass. I asked for no salt on the glass. Excuse me, senor. Senor. Oh, okay, I report this resort to the Better Business Bureau.
That's a good movie.
I love that movie.
That is a really and Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, what's the character? What's the main dude's name in that movie?
The main dude is it's a very generic name.
Whatever. I like the neighbor, the drywall.
Peter Man.
Oh yeah.
Hey Peter Man. Watch your cornhole, bud. Okay.
Hey, Peter Man, turn to channel 4. The breast exams are on.
Damn it, Lawrence. What? I'm sorry, man. If you want to come over, just come over.
So that for those who don't know, the movie's Office Space, and you should go watch it.
And if you don't know, fix yourself.
But the whole thing about like, did everyone ever tell you of the case the Mondays? Oh man,
no man,
no, you get your ass kicked for saying something like that. That's fucking true. I've worked on construction sites my whole life. Nobody gives a fuck if you're complaining about it being Monday or any other day. I mean, yeah.
Yep.
You're here to complain to me? Fuck you. We all got problems. Go away.
Fuck off. Get to work.
And all the little pieces of flair. Oh, you don't have enough pieces of flair.
If you want to make the minimum 37 pieces of flair like your goddamn pretty boy over there, Brian, then make the minimum 37 pieces of flair.
Okay.
You know what? I've got to. This is me expressing myself. Okay.
Okay, Jennifer. What's next?
Yeah.
I got fired. Flipped off my boss. A bunch of customers. Some guy. All right, that's enough quoting Office Space.
I've been waiting on this for literally months. So
I forgot that was even a thing.
So did I, kind of. My Safari Land holsters.
Shit. If we spray painted that thing like chrome, that would totally be a blaster from Star Wars.
Well,
yeah, he's right.
Yeah, but
holstered pistols.
I like having a tourniquet on the front of my Safari Land, like duty style holsters.
So what is that again?
So I'll start with this one. This is the first one I ordered, and this bracket is the way to go.
Give the bracket. Name of it.
Yes, I'm getting there.
Okay,
damn,
sorry.
Sam. Black Box Customs makes this bracket. It goes between the QLS fork and the holster. So you attach tourniquet holder, or you can put other stuff on there. Like if you're a cop and you carry a baton and you want to put your baton on there, you can put other stuff on there. But I like to have a tourniquet on mine. Black Box Custom. It's a Canadian company. Okay. Like, just get out of the way.
Whoa.
This metal bracket is 1 billion times better than the 1110 gear bracket, which 1110 makes the tourniquet holder and the cover for it. And I love their tourniquet cases. They're fantastic. I carry one at work every single day on my belt. But this bracket, the way that it attaches, you know how you get something you're going to put screws through, and there's a hole that the screw goes through, right? This thing isn't a hole. It's like a little C. So it's only a half opening, and then the screw goes through that and is just supposed to pinch down on that open slot to attach to the holster that you potentially could be rolling around or fighting or doing whatever else with. Don't like that. I would go with the Black Box Customs.
So Clucker Tactical in the chat wants to know why put TQ on holster.
Because one, carrying a tourniquet, kind of fucking important, whether it's duty, range, training, you're out hiking in the woods and you get a compound fracture of your femur, something like that. But two, it's pretty easily reachable. I mean, if you're carrying it on your belt line or on a drop of some sort, you can, if you're right-handed, your right hand is hurt and you can't grab and do things, you can still reach over with your left hand and pop the pouch and yank the tourniquet out to use it. So it's in a good spot. You're not going to put anything else there, really, maybe a magazine, but like most of the time, the space in front of the holster is unused. It doesn't get in the way of the draw of the gun.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not impeding yourself really in any way. And it's just a piece of life-saving medical equipment, easily accessible.
Well, there's a third reason. And this is
because
the big
Sam
reason.
needs a tourniquet around his neck every now and then.
That's every day.
Jokes
these
on
were
you.
these were probably invented for cops because cops carry a bunch of shit on their belts already, and putting a tourniquet on your belt that's already full of shit is another thing that's going to get in the way when you're in a stressful situation trying to grab for stuff that is that my magazine? No, that's my tourniquet. Fuck,
yeah.
It just adds confusion to the chaos. So putting it on the front of your holster is a great, everybody's got one there place to put it. So if your buddy goes down, you can grab it off of his holster. And that goes the same for civilians. In particularly myself, my hunting belt is packed full of shit. I think one of those on the front of my holster is a great fucking idea. I don't know if that's exactly why I would put it on my holster and why I don't have one on my belt, because my belt's a busy place already and I don't want to put anything else on there.
Yeah, you are taking it on a lot.
Shut the fuck
up. I like your
you could interpret that
belt,
how you
actually.
You like my hunting belt setup?
I do.
I
saw a Border Patrol agent today in person, with my own eyes.
Oh, you should have started running away.
He had one. No, it's fine. I'm white.
Just to confuse him.
He had one of these. It wasn't. I don't think it was the same bracket, but he had a tourniquet holder on the front of his holster as well. So it is very much a law enforcement marketed and military marketed product, but I will never have a duty style Safariland holster that doesn't have one of these on it.
I just thought of the best thing that we should promote those for, like the best thing that inner city cops could put in the front of those. They're tasers.
You want to put their tasers on the front of their guns? It's a great fucking idea.
God.
Taser, bang.
Just kidding.
I'm going to jail. No, Kim, you're going to be fine.
No,
well, actually,
Kim, you're
enjoy your 20 years, bitch. Anyway.
Yeah. There's that. And then I filed a couple of Form 1s this week, or the last couple of weeks. I filed the Form 1 for the P90, and I filed a Form 1 for that AR because I want to turn it into like an original M4, 14.5-inch barrel, fixed carry handle, round or oval handguard, just for the
skinny handguard, right?
There's
two M4 handguards. There's the big fat fucker, and then there's the more old school like.
No, it's still a fatter one. I could put a skinnier one on it, but it has the angled delta ring. It's not just the circle. It's the one that's easier to pull with your fingers. So that's more of a late style, and also it has an M4 profile barrel, and I'm probably going to put an M4 profile instead of a pencil profile in it for the same reason. Because that's a later style. Anyway, that's all I've got. Just trying to speed run that.
I'll speed run too.
Hang on. 334 Dodge in the chat was asking that he's recently looking at a tourniquet that was more like a ratchet strap style. Is there much of a difference between that and a standard one? The standard windlass, so we're just talking just a straight up cat tourniquet combat application tourniquet. I don't even remember what generation they're up to now.
I think it's 7 or 8.
7 or 8. Cat tourniquet, or Dusky's right in the chat, or SOF. Only 2 to get. Don't buy them off of Amazon. Get them from somewhere like Medical Gear Outfitters, North American Rescue.
Yeah. I could We could do a whole episode on medical.
Oh, we could. Chinese tourniquets. I just want to get it out real quick. Chinese tourniquets, great for practice. Don't count your life on them.
334 Dodge. Just message me. I'll help you out. But basically the idea is TCCC, or the committee of TCCC, Tactical Combat Casualty Care, has certain approved tourniquets that are, I mean, they're approved for combat use and shit like that. So you can use them on others or yourself. Stick with one of those, but my favorite is the cat tourniquet.
Meow.
I like the cat tourniquets also, especially since I don't know where it is now. It was very special to me, but then it got lost in all my tourniquets. But they let me keep the tourniquet they gave me in 2019 when I was deployed to Bagram. I was like, oh, my first tourniquet, and I'm gonna have to give it back, and then I didn't have to. So
that's nice.
I don't know where it is now, which makes me sad. But yeah, tourniquets are important. I now have like 10 or 12 of them in various trauma kits between trucks and belts and range bags and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've got them. This is the one I just pulled out of my Glock holster and replaced it because it was getting a little dingy, a little worn. It had been in the sun a bit. And I was like, I'll just buy a new tourniquet. So I marked it with a T. So it's a trainer now. So I can keep track of which ones are for use and which ones are for training.
Smart. I had a girl at work the other day. She got a small cut on her thumb and she was like, my thumb. And then I was like, you want me to tourniquet it? And I pulled my tourniquet out of my back pocket and held it up. And she was like, 1, why do you have a tourniquet? 2, how is a tourniquet going to stop the bleeding in my thumb? And I was like, 1, because I know how to use it. And 2, if I tourniquet your neck, it will stop the bleeding in your thumb.
To be fair, if you tourniqueted her arm, it would also stop the bleeding in her thumb.
But that's less fun, Sam.
I agree. But maybe
that answer didn't make her laugh.
But I'm also trying to get you not fired by threatening your coworkers.
This particular coworker was the correct thing to say to her.
So you know your audience is what you're saying.
Indeed, I do.
That's always important.
That's why I set myself up for such a wonderful joke by pulling. I mean, I could have kept quiet and never mentioned I carry a tourniquet in my pocket. Anyway.
Oh, people give me shit all the time. I carry a full IFAC on my belt at work every day. People are like, why do you carry so much shit? Sorry. Who do you come find when you need something?
Yep.
All right, well, Mike, drum us out real fast.
Well, the short versions of what I did, went to the range with one of the guys I teach every week, and did a little bit of work with him, but mostly shot my PCC to see if the stock buffer and springs still work. And the good news is it functions just fine. The bad news is it does not feel the same.
And spring.
It doesn't. It feels different. It feels wrong. It sounds wrong. I can feel the sproing. I can feel the sproing in my shoulder, guys. I hate it.
I am right there with you. People say we're retarded, but I'm right there with you.
Now I'm gonna have to get silent capture springs for both my ARs.
So you are retarded, just not for this reason.
That's fair. I mean, there's lots of reasons, but not this one in particular.
But
I put 250 rounds through it, and it was completely flawless. So it's not like pink, pink, pink. I was running drills. The drill I was running is one of my own creation, where I just put 3. I think they're like 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper cut in half. So like 4 inches by 5.5 inches. I don't know, whatever that is. But they have USPSA targets printed on them. And so it's very, very small USPSA targets. So I train aim small, miss small. So I put 3 of those up and put it down at 10 yards. And I was just putting 2 rounds on each of those targets. I did a reload, and some of the Shield Arms magazine extensions I had them on the magazines I was using at the range. And one of them popped right off of the bottom of my Glock mag and sent about 30 rounds springing all over the range. The RO comes over and he's like, "You need help?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm good." "You need tools?" "Nah, I got more. I'll fix it later. It's fine." Anything go down range? I don't think so. but I'll let you know.
Mhm.
So that was fun. 250 rounds. It worked flawlessly. I thought I brought 2 boxes of the pistol ammo, the 1,000 rounds that I loaded that were missized. That was 250 rounds of that ammo. Brought what I thought was 100 of the pistol version, and it turns out the pistol doesn't really like any of the ones that are missized at all. Like, I had to tap on the back of the slide to get some of them to chamber, and I was like, you know what? It's just all PCC ammo at this point. I made 1,000 rounds of PCC ammo, and you know what? That's fine. I can live with that. So just gonna shoot it out of the rifle, no big deal.
Fair
As I was trying to do drills with the pistol, and it just like it's hard to draw the pistol. It's hard to draw, fire 2 rounds, and on the first round or on the second round, it doesn't chamber, and you're like, ah, fuck. So that wasn't much fun, but it was a, you know, one, it's a learning lesson to pay attention to my goddamn press, and 2, it's a learning lesson to know what ammo you're shooting before you take it somewhere important. So that's about all I did. I did, as I was leaving the range, there was this one guy who was chatting with another guy, and you know, it's the range on a Sunday. Guys are gonna talk back and forth, but the one guy, he was shooting groups like this at 7 yards, which damn impressive for any pistol shooter.
Yeah.
How big is this?
Oh, sorry.
About the size of
inch and a, yeah, 1.5 inch, 2 inch groups at 7 yards, like just a perfect circle of fucking hole.
Okay.
And he was just had the same target out there and just was putting round after round after round after round in this hole. The problem was,
turns out he only hit the first time. The rest of them all missed.
The first time it was with a 12 gauge. That is it. He shoots a big hole and then shoots at the dirt the rest of the time.
Yep, perfect. But only on days where it's been raining, so you can't see the dust.
So he was talking to another shooter, and the other shooter was asking him about his shooting and all that, and the guy was telling him, the other shooter, the one asking about the accurate guy, was prior Army, and the accurate guy was shooting in I never really keep them straight because I don't fucking care what their names are, but Will, help me out. The difference between the isosceles and the Weaver stance. Which one is the one?
Isosceles is feet on the same line. Weaver is 1 foot forward.
Okay, so 1 foot way back, and the like.
Yeah, and like Weaver, super elbow bent, other elbow straight versus both elbows slightly bent for isosceles.
Yeah, so the Army guy was explaining to the accurate shooter that he was used to shooting squared up because of body armor and whatnot. Mm-hmm. And the accurate shooter was like, no, you got to shoot like this and blah, 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 and basically demonstrated Weaver stance. And I was like,
I do a hybrid.
Like here's my thing. Yes, his reasoning why made sense. However, his stance was still not the most efficient way to shoot a pistol, in my opinion. And I only bring it up here because I wanted to bring it up to somebody, because I'm not going to go up to a group of guys that one guy's trying to learn from the other guy and tell the first guy he's a fucking idiot.
Oh, yeah, that's a great way to ruin a range day.
Pretty much. We just left. And then I told my friend, hey, that was fucking bad advice. And I told him why. But the accurate guy's reasoning was because if you get attacked, you have 1 foot back for balance, which is fine. I also do a modified isosceles, but it's not that far back. My right foot, my right foot, if you brought it to my left foot, my right foot would fit into the webbing of my left foot. It's only that far back, but it's enough for balance, and it's enough to fend off an attacker. But I'm still squared up on the target, because squared up on the target is how you get both hands out. You get that proper grip on the gun with your elbows flared out, so you're squeezing it at the proper points. And that's where this guy's argument fell apart, because I watched him go shoot several rounds, and he was literally both handguns he brought had dots on them. That's not a detriment. I'm not knocking him, but what he was doing was getting in his stance, taking one single shot, putting the gun on the table, walking away, coming back like a minute later and putting another shot. Yeah, which is fine. I'm not saying he was doing it wrong. There's different ways for everybody, and he was being very accurate. However, he is not going to be fast and accurate.
There's a difference between shooting for hunting and shooting for self-defense.
Right. And what I'm there to train is self-defense. And what he's telling the Army guy to do is he's telling the Army guy to now shoot for hunting and accuracy only. And that's just atrocious.
I was there to shoot for offense.
But again, that's a good way to ruin your range trip, is to go interject yourself into situations like that, because one, nobody likes to know it all.
Range.
Exactly.
And you're just going to turn your next hour of your range trip into an argument.
Right.
It's even better argument, but an argument.
It's even better when you do that and there's a woman around.
But it's an argument I can easily win, because I am one of those that can also shoot a 2-inch group at 7 yards, but I can do it quickly.
I wish you had got up to this man, because if he had Paul Harold your ass, that would have been funny as fuck.
Paul Harold? Didn't he die of cancer? So he's going to cancer me?
Well, he did kill 2 guys.
But, did he really?
Yeah.
I really don't know much about Paul. I'm not
he was in
watch
2
the
defensive
YouTubers
shootings. I shouldn't say he killed 2 guys, but he was in 2 defensive shootings. But he can shoot, or he could. Yes. To be fair, could.
You can't anymore.
Shoot Weaver stance like a motherfucker.
Yeah, Paul Harrell is a national treasure.
And again, if it works for you, I absolutely encourage it. But
and stance is probably one of the least important fundamentals, if we're being honest, because we teach people to shoot one-handed. We teach people to shoot on their back. We teach people to shoot on their side, roll over prone. Like, yes, there is a proper stance, but when shit happens and you're in a weird, awkward position, you're on a rooftop, you're on a set of stairs, you're kneeling around a corner, like, it's the least important fundamental, because everything else matters so much more. And you're never going to have a perfect stance unless you're doing like a high power competition or some shit like that.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, I don't argue for a perfect stance. I just argue for what works for you, that you can balance both fending off an attacker by hand and getting rounds accurately and quickly on target. And Weaver stance is not that. I mean, the way he was like, he put his right foot right behind his left foot and then said he was more balanced. Yeah, he said he was more balanced that way, and I was like, oh my God.
So I shoot. I basically
wanted to go over and just push him over.
I take a fighting stance, but then my toes, knees, hips, nips, shoulders, and eyes are all square to the target.
Shoulders, knees, and toes.
Pointing at the target. Anyway.
So that's the range report. Dude. That's my range report. I don't have if I had something else, I'll save it for next week. I don't remember, but
that's all right.
I just wanted to get into that just nonsense before we ended.
Yep. We gotta get going anyway, because it's been a good one, but at the same time, I've had enough of you people. I'm leaving.
Says the guy.
We're all leaving. Last one out, get the lights. If you like this show, tell your friends about this show. If you don't like this show, go listen to something else. I don't know what to tell you, man. Stop torturing yourself. Leave us a review. We like reviews. If you don't leave us a review, you will face the gulag.
Straight to gulag.
Straight to gulag. No bread for you. that was like the Indian gulag. No bread for you.
Bread line? Gulag line.
Also, no bread for you if you do leave comment, because bread lines.
Yeah, you don't get bread one way or the other. Get out there, take your arms out in the field, take your gear out in the field, get some medical training, do real shit. Don't just be a blabbermouth on the internet. A prepared Wolverine is a live Wolverine. Good Nacht.
Dos Vidania.
Adios.
Don't forget to bring a towel.